start soon. Okay, all right. So I think we are set to go. Recording is starting right now. Okay, all right. So welcome, Daniel. Thank you for making the time to do this interview. I really appreciate it, and it's so great to have the opportunity to interview all the top Nigerian players. And I think this is going to be exciting for particularly the young players that are looking up to players like you. So why don't we start by you sharing your story? How did you start playing chess? What got you into chess? Why are you so interested in chess? Maybe you can share that a little bit.
Anyways, okay, thank you, Mr. Green. First, chess was introduced to me 2011, secondary school. That's the higher education after the role of education in Nigeria. So 2011 was introduced to my school, compulsory for everyone. Of course, everyone embraced it. We had no option. But somewhere around the line, it became fascinating for me. Became special. It wasn't like some game or some activity or so something I just saw so much potential in it. I said, this is difficult for most people. I would like to be good at it. So I invested a bit of time. Then in school, I played it every single day, while in school and outside school. So I was fascinated with the complexity of the game and the fact that it's not everywhere. It's not like then the video games are everywhere. You have this guy who's good at video games, and then you have this guy who's good at video games. You just have guys who are good at video games, right? But then when it comes to chess, some people can't even pronounce the word chess. I mean, in the area that I stay, people don't even know what it is. So I said, man, this is an opportunity. I should actually be good at this. That should make me special to understand. So that's how the journey began. And then I strived for being the best in my school. So I think the first year didn't go as planned. I was supposed to win. I didn't win because I was more confident. And then the next year I was already way better. So I just became the best. And so that was for school level. And then I felt I was really good. Yeah. So of course, I felt I was really good. I didn't really see chess to be something really massive. I felt I was good, and then I was good. Until chess coach was changed, and then a more professional player at that point in time came on board and sponsored me to a tournament, a national tournament in Unilag, chess heights. So of course I was confident I was going to do well and all that kind of stuff. So I'm the champion of my school. And then at that point I was already defeating my chess coach in a few games. I wasn't better. Yeah, I wasn't better then, but I learned a lot from him. So I was able to pick 1 or 2 games out of like 10, 20 games or something. So then I went to the national event in Unilag, and it was a massacre. It was really bad. So I was beaten. I think I won only just one game. I think just one game. But even at that, it was like a lucky win, like a bank rank mate kind of stuff. So I didn't get any deserved win. Then I realized that wow, I'm not even I'm just some local champion out there. So I was depressed because I had to come back all the way. I lived in Ogun State. I came to Lagos State to play a tournament. I was sponsored by my chess coach then, Mr. Adio, was the name of my coach then. So he supported. He gave me my first exposure and all that. So I went there, and then I realized chess is big. And then I realized even my chess coach is not one of the best players in Nigeria. He's probably not the top 50 in Nigeria, but he's quite good. And then the fact that I came here, I realized that there are really good guys here, right? Guys who can probably give me ridiculous handicaps and probably give me 20-0. So I was like, man, this is actually big. It's quite difficult. So what I'm doing here is just a joke. So that's how the journey began. And then I said, what, I'm going to be the best. I really want to put my energy to this. I'm not sure at that point I was targeting being the best in Nigeria, but I just want to be really good, because sometimes when you're, below the ranking, way below the ranking, you just want to be recognized first. Maybe at your junior level, and then maybe when you achieve that, then you see, wow, I can actually, be recognized at the senior level. Then at some point realize that state level, and then okay, national level, and then international. So it started with the mindset of I just want to be better. I want to be able to go back to these same guys who defeated me and crushed me and made me waste my transport fare and all those kind of stuff. I want to go back and defeat them because I didn't like to lose. I still don't like to lose. But then it was worse because you're used to winning all the time in your school. And then all of a sudden, you're out there, and then you're just some kid that everyone is just crushing. So that's how the journey began.
That's interesting. So why don't we go back to? I think I love the fact that you had this opportunity. You started playing. You were the champion in your school, and now you went for your first tournament in Lagos. So that tournament, remind me, was it playing against kids in your age group, or
no,
was it different? Okay.
So it's when I said the national event,
open tournament?
Yeah, it's an open tournament with adults. So I felt
okay.
It's actually a rapid event, not a classical. Like we have 3-time controls in chess. Blitz rapid. I mean, main, blitz rapid, and classical. So it was a rapid event, not the biggest event in Nigeria, but then it's a one-day event on a Saturday. Unilag, everyone has fun, get together for chess players and play a tournament and all that stuff. So I mean, for me, it's big because it's my first time seeing adults play.
That's right.
So that's it. So an adult event, and then I went there as a young boy, probably at the age of 15, 16. I can't remember. I have to do the math, but I went there, and then it was a massacre. I just can't forget. It was really a massacre, coming all the way.
So what did that do to you? I know. Going into the tournament, you were at the top in your school, so you had all the confidence you needed. And now you get into this tournament and you lose all your games. Maybe you ended up winning just one. So what did that do to your confidence? I know most people will probably give up chess at that point. So what did that do to your confidence, and how did you bounce back from that?
I mean, naturally, you feel a bit, I don't know, you lack a bit of confidence at that point in time. But then not, if you're a person who is who is used to being a fighter, you probably bounce back. So for me, what happened then after I had that, I think that's a turnaround for me because it was an eye opener. Then I realized that, man, you're nobody, man. Like you're not good. You're just beating some bunch of guys who are basically not good. This time, so I said, okay, I was going to work hard. So I was going to come back and then play more games with my coach. And then it was not a case of my school anymore. I didn't really care about the chess players in my school, guys I defeated. I only played my coach, and I go to his house. He goes to the church, I go to the church to make sure I can get some games. He really helped me. So I was everywhere, and every time I was chasing chess. Before then, I was into music. I played the drums and all that kind of stuff. But then when I got fascinated by chess, yeah, it was just chess. So I gave it time. I went everywhere, I played against all the strong players. So it was a motivation for me. That's the earliest stage. The earliest stage was, okay, I went there, and then I came back and realized that, okay, chess is way bigger than what it is right now. And then I was just finishing secondary school, so I had some time, and then I was able to invest into, play with my coach and stuff like that. He was basically the strongest player around, not too far away from where I lived. So I was able to go to his house or his church or something, and then play games. In schools, I can come and then play games and all that. But then soon later, I went into Yaba Tech. So that's where the major turnaround happened. But then everything leads to the fact that I got my first exposure from my coach. I wasn't pushed or probably supported or sponsored or whatever. I would have probably been some other guy. I don't know. I would get into the university and just be some guy. I don't know. So he actually pushed me to realize that chess is really big at a very young age. So I discovered that. And then when I got into Yaba Tech, so around the age 16, thereabouts. So I met the team guys, the team of the school. It's a polytechnic, one of the best polytechnics in Nigeria. And when it comes to sports, they're one of the best in Nigeria and even in Africa. So I went there, and then the chess team was quite strong. We had Abiola Kinshia, who was a national player. We had Jimmy Ogulano, we had Tunde Onokoya. We had really tough guys. So I went there with him. Then again, the same thing. I'm always very confident. So I've had some training and walks and all that. So I felt I've improved okay, at this point, I should be able to still, make some guys sweat. So coming to Yabatek, I came with that mindset. I was a good player. I played every single player.
Yeah.
But then I was also whipped. Like, these were young boys, students. So I felt, these guys can't be that good. And then I come, I come into the church room. I meet some very weak players. I beat them until the real guys come. And then when they come in, I realize I see the difference. And then my first year, I think in Yabatek, I was always way lower than them in chess understanding. So I always got beaten and beaten and beaten. But that's the fascinating part of the whole story, because if I didn't have guys like that, I don't know. Maybe by now I should be like a 21 rated player or something. FIDE, 21 2000 rated player. But what happened is I had guys who could beat me 10-0, guys who could beat me 20-0. Abiola Kinshare then could beat me probably 50-0. He was just way better than me.
Yeah.
So, and then I had him there. I could disturb him. I could, pay him to play me. I could do those things. So I was ready to sacrifice everything. I didn't really, it didn't matter. And then in Nigeria chess, we have a lot of business chess, let me call it like that. So I didn't really care, losing money, and then I go play these guys. I know they're going to win, but then if there's no motivation, they're not going to play. So I have to motivate them, lose some money to them, and I keep playing, and I kept pushing, and the improvement was constant. It was obvious. I told them, see, I'm going to be good. I'm going to be really good, but it's just a matter of I kept pushing. And I think my first tournament, which is the event I played when I was in secondary school, was in 2013. So in 2014, I got into Yabatek. Okay. So in 2014, that's a year from playing my first event. So I've improved, and my improvement was, it was really fast and it was exceptional. And that's why a lot of chess players, a lot of chess players really they were doubting my improvement or my chess strength and all those kind of stuff. So most of them gave me, most of them underestimated me in tournaments and had a share of it. So 2014, Yabatek kept pushing, kept playing, kept improving. And then in 2015, I was already recognized. I crossed a lot of good players. And in Yabatek, I was already a force to reckon with. I got medals for Yabatek. For Yabatek, I got 5 gold medals and 1 silver medal in the space of a year, thereabouts. So I was quite good. So then I was already traveling so then when it has to do with chess, I don't really care if I'm going to get a prize. I traveled everywhere. I went to every single place. I played chess. So while I was in school, I was able to balance the time frame, maybe the weekends, stuff like that. And I was having a part-time program, so I had some time to be able to run the whole thing. So that's the early stage of it. Yeah.
So that's interesting. I mean, the way you rapidly improved in chess, because you started in 2011. Shortly after that, you went to your first tournament, and in 2014, when you went into Yabatek, you surrounded yourself, it looks like, with players that were way better than you.
Yeah, exactly.
And so you were learning constantly from them. So why don't you talk a little bit about those players? What are some of the key things you learned from those players? Just playing with them. I know for you, it was probably a different experience because you were losing quite a lot of games. That probably wasn't an interesting experience, just losing. But I think there was something behind it. You were probably more determined. So tell us a little bit about that. What was that process like in terms of learning from them, in terms of losing multiple times from them? What was it that was driving you to continue to practice?
Okay, like coming into Yabatek, I didn't come with the mindset of being inferior to any player. I always had this mindset, I'm good, I'm smart, I'm intelligent, I can do better, So even from day one, when I kept losing to them, I still didn't admit they're better than me. I just feel, okay, this is me making mistakes, or this is me not applying some things I know or stuff like that. But then over time, it became obvious. But I wasn't just losing. Now, if I was just losing, only a fool would say that he's not inferior to a player who is just losing. I give a very good fight, but then due to lack of experience, I lose. Okay, against Abiola Kinshare, that guy was just better than me then. He was way ahead. But the rest, like Julius, Wachuku, Tunde Onokoya, Jimmy Ogunlano, those 3 guys, They were better than me, but okay, I had my fighting chances, and I was fast. So when we played Blitz, I had my time. I win games, but they beat me silly. So it took months. Now this is it. 3 months into Yaba Tech, it's not the same Daniel Anwuli. 6 months into Yaba Tech, not the same. So my bragging rights increased slowly. And at some point, you play 5 games, you win 4, I win 1. Then slowly 3, I win 2, and then slowly it's 3 versus 2, and then at some point I beat you 5-0. So it was a case of months. It wasn't a case of years for me. So the Daniel Anwuli in June, it's not the same Daniel Anwuli in July. Back then in Yaba Tech. So because I play chess at this van for a minimum of 6 hours every day with guys who are better than me. Because then we stayed there in the chess room, we lived there, we go to classes from there, we're back again. You understand? So I play chess 6 hours against. If I was playing 6 hours of chess against guys around my strength or whatever, I'm not going to move. It's just going to be the same. Maybe I'll just improve a bit, because of some lessons I learned. Yeah, but then I was playing against guys who I had so much to learn from. I was learning from these guys every single day. I mean, you're not going to beat me with the same trick 10 times. You're not going to beat me with the same strategy. I'm going to figure it out. Then I had a phone. I was able to check out some computers, and then I loved Bobby Fischer. Julius Wachuku then had this. He had this training technique. What he does, he goes to the cafe and then he prints Grandmaster games. He doesn't use. We don't like to use phones because it makes us lazy. So we print Grandmaster games, and it's piled up in a sheet, and then we have it compiled together, and then you play through the games every day. So that's what he did, and then I copied it. But then mine, I didn't have to print games of the greatest. I just printed games of Bobby Fischer alone. So I printed all Bobby Fischer's games, and then I played through all Bobby Fischer's games. So then I was fascinated by his story, how he came against the Russian, the Soviet guys, and how single-handedly defeated them and all that. So I studied him, admired him, and I started playing like him in terms of his opening, aggressive style, and all that kind of stuff. So
that's an interesting point. So you actually went and printed all of Bobby Fischer's games, and you studied the games.
Yes,
so in terms of studying, why don't you talk a little bit about that? So in terms of studying, you actually set up a board and go through the games one after the other.
This modern age is different because people like to do stuff on their computer, but then it's not as I don't know how to explain it. It doesn't sink in like when you set up a board because everything is manual. Your reflex your reflex gets registered with those movements of the pieces. But then you're using a computer and you're using the mouse or just one button, next, and then you're in the next game already. Then you play through 2 games of Bobby Fischer's game, and then you're just stressed out because you have to play it manually, and then you need to understand what is happening. Like the way of improving with that pattern is you don't use a computer. So you try to figure out what the plan is. Then when it's way big, maybe you give yourself 15 minutes or 10 minutes to figure out what is happening, and then you can't figure it out. Then you use the computer, what's the best move, and then you see the plan on why his opponent couldn't take the pawn or why his opponent did not take the exchange. Then you learn something there, So that was how I improved playing 3 Grandmaster games, especially Bobby Fischer's game, and everyone called me Danny Fischer then. So all my friends called me Danny Fischer. So any friend you see calling me Danny Fischer, it is one of my oldest friends. Now people just call me Daddy or something. I don't know. But then it was Danny Fischer because I was fascinated. I said he was the greatest. And yeah, so that was 2014, 2015. I think my first international exposure was in 2015. But yeah, that was.
So how long? So when did you finish your program at Yaba Tech?
I actually didn't finish because the aim of going to Yaba Tech in the first place, according to my parents, was okay. I was supposed to go to university, but I didn't meet up to the required cutoff mark for the university first choice, right? So I was told instead of staying at home, you go to a polytechnic, you learn some things, and you try again probably the next year or next 2 years or something. So which I did. So I was there and probably very close to the final year. And then I applied for University of Port Harcourt, which I'm presently in the 3rd year. So exactly. So that's what happened. Then I just switched. I got an offer here. Then I came here. And yeah. So that's it. So okay.
That's interesting because you have a tech. I know you mentioned that, yeah, you were playing chess for 6 hours every day.
Minimum,
At your
minimum.
brother,
I think
minimum.
some
Oh, that
days,
you're
some days
probably doing a lot
it's
more.
crazy. 'Cause you're younger. My guys then they were young. We had we didn't have much doing, so we could like play and play, and we fought so hard for bragging rights. And I was so mouthy, and then I had to back it up. And then people didn't like the fact I was mouthy. They want to play and put you down, but then it's not easy to.
But that's interesting. Even playing chess for that long. I remember when I was at ABU and got fascinated in chess as well. I started playing. I almost failed. I almost failed. And I didn't play as much. I wasn't even playing 6 hours a day, maybe 3, 4, 5 hours every day, and I almost failed. So how was it? How challenging was it for you to balance your studies with chess? If you're playing at least 6 hours every day, that must have been tough.
Balancing your studies with chess has to do with how many hours you play every day, because some people don't even play that much. Some people don't even study chess, but then because they're involved in chess, they kind of get things wrong with it. They don't know how to keep it balanced, and that applies to everything in life. If you're chasing a career, it takes a significant time of your 24 hours. Let me put it like that.
That's
So
right. That's right.
if you're involved in music or anything career based, business, whatever, I don't know. It takes a lot of attention, concentration, and this can actually affect your studies and all that. So yes, it did, because I was young, and then I was fascinated, and then I was driven by the fact that I want to be the best. So it takes a lot of energy and emotions from me. So I probably gave the same amount of energy I gave to chess,
Mhm.
probably to the education. Like maybe at some point it reduced and started going lower. But then the older you become, the more you understand that you need to keep it balanced, because this is how life is and this is how the real life is. You understand? So then I was young. Of course, I kept playing, balancing the school stuff, and surprisingly, I kept the balance somehow until I pulled out and then moved to University of Port Harcourt. So for a
Okay.
lot of young people out there, it's always the same thing. Be it I don't know, be it anything they find fascinating that really takes their energy and concentration. If it's not guided properly, or if it's not designed by the parents in a way that a balance can be kept, it might actually be a disturbing factor to their education. Unlike like in
That's right.
Nigeria, it's really difficult because the educational system here don't encourage anything. They don't encourage any single thing. Like it's school, 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 and then with the situation in Nigeria, when you're done with school, yeah, the chance of getting something sustainable,
That's
to
right.
make life, it's very slim. It's like I don't know, less than five, maybe 5% when you're done with school. Not you're probably going to work all your life and nothing, because the schooling system don't make room for other activities, other life
That's right.
career, other things you
Extracurricular
can.
activities.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if
Yeah.
you go to school for 4 years, you should be able to, get your educational degree, and then you should be able to get some skill or whatever, something that you can decide if you want to go into
That's right.
this sector or that sector. But then in Nigerian schooling system, it's messed up. No one cares. If you have events, no one cares. So probably in Canada, in the US, or in Europe, you can actually, you schedule your exams. You can actually, write some things. But then here, it's like, so there are a lot of disadvantages here. So even if you're trying to keep a balance, it's difficult. It's extremely difficult. So it's like, if you're gonna put in a significant amount of time to any career in Nigeria's schooling system, and then you're in school, and then you're putting some time to academics like music, or sports, or business, whatever, you're gonna
Yeah.
like flop. You're gonna flop because schooling system here is not even balanced. It's not fixed. They can't even tell you when you're gonna graduate, because things are just up and down. So I have always known from one that chess was going to give me so much opportunities. I knew it was going to pave way for me. I didn't play chess with the mindset that I want chess to give me the money, but I play chess with the mindset that I want chess to give me the connection and exposure I need to be
That's
successful in
right.
life. So that have always been my mindset in playing the game. So I didn't play because of the financial returns, and that's why when I was 16, 17, I was already playing chess to lose money, because I wanted to improve. I wanted to play against the best in the country. So I wasn't like playing because I wanted to make money. I was playing because I wanted to be the best, and that's why, like I said,
Yeah.
my first tournament was in 2013. 2016, I became the highest rated player ever in Nigeria. 2016.
Wow.
So it took me 3 years. Like playing the first event and then you're losing 6, you have like 1/7 in a tournament that is not even that difficult. That was not even the biggest tournament in Nigeria.
That's right. That's right.
I was crushed anyhow. And then 3 years down the line, I became the best in the country. And then I set a record
Wow.
that today it has not been broken, which is having the highest rating ever, 2368 thereabout. So
Oh,
so it
wow.
showed
That's
how much energy
wonderful.
I put. So you can't say putting that kind of energy, you're going to get the absolute balance, considering the Nigerian schooling system. Abroad, we have guys who are in, studying science, who are doing their masters, who are probably in the PhD level, and they're grandmasters. Why? Because things can be structured. You can say,
Yeah.
okay, I'm going to give 4 hours to chess every day, and school basically takes 5 hours. In Nigerian schooling system, you can't even say school is going to take so hours, because today they can keep you from morning to night, stress your
Yeah.
life, and
Yeah.
give you assignments without adequate resources. It's a messed up system. So it's like a struggle, and then it's a gamble somehow to you. You put energy in the wrong thing, you might end up suffering. You put energy in multiple things, it might pave way for you. You put energy in multiple things, and you also fail. So a system that's not structured, there are a lot of failures that could prompt from such system.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, we understand, we feel that pain, and so that's why that's why we are so passionate about working with chess players in Nigeria, because we know we have so much talent, right? But these players don't get the support, right? Particularly the financial support to get international exposure. So that's one of the reasons why we started Nigerian Chess Club, right? And to see how we can begin to support chess players in Nigeria. So one thing I want to talk about, I know you've put in a lot of hard work, right? If you're studying the way you studied, playing repeatedly with players, and I can imagine, if I recall, in those days in Nigeria, for you to play with those players, it's more like gambling, right? You guys have to bet money to play repeatedly. That's
yes,
the only reason why they want to play with you.
yes, I
Uh,
agree.
so you've invested and you've lost a lot of money along the way trying to learn.
Yes.
That's
Not
probably the price
a
you
lot of
pay.
money, and then you're a young boy. I'm not working. Not like I came from the richest
That's
home. I
right.
didn't
That's
come from
right.
a home that threw dollars at me and all that. I came from an average home, right? And then, okay, let me point this out. I went to Yaba Tech when I've not even gained the admission. I think they were on strike or something like that. They were waiting for the next admission. That was going to take some months, probably 6 months or 3 months or something. But then I told my parents, after going to Yaba Tech to write the exams, and then I saw the caliber of chess players, I told them, you know what, I want to stay back in Yaba Tech. I'm not going to stress you guys for allowance. If you're going to send me something, cool. If you're not going to send me, that's cool. I just want to stay and keep playing chess. Just let me. So I had my freedom from age 16, which I didn't misuse to date. So I stopped living with my parents from age 16. So then I stayed in Yaba Tech. I wasn't getting the full kind of allowance because me staying in school wasn't part of the plan. But then I said,
Yeah.
it's okay. I'm not going to call you guys. I'm going to call you guys. I'll call you when I know it's really bad. So I hustled everything myself. So then in Yaba Tech, I wasn't making so much money, right? So this is what happened. There are guys who are in the working sector who are rich, who do well, and then they come to the university, to polytechnic to play against guys. And because I was some guy who no one knew, people gave me ridiculous odds, like handicaps. And then I made money because I'm good. You just don't know me, but then I can improve very fast. So today you might be giving me 3-1, and then you come next month, you can't give me 3-1. So I was moving fast. So then before you can actually realize that this guy is not in this class, I would have made some money. So when I make those money from those guys, I go to the guys that are way better than me, or guys that give me odds that are not fair, and then I play, and then they win, and then it's fine. I keep coming back. So I have never for once say I was not going to play a player. I'm ready to lose all my money. So then and then it's a Nigerian system. Let me say the
That's
African
right.
system. It's the African system. They're not going to come play you chess because you love chess. A lot of people love chess, but then top players also have their own problems. They have their
That's
own,
right. That's right. They
yeah.
need to
So
make a living.
yeah, yeah, it is,
They
yeah.
need to
So, but
make a
then
living.
even if it's not even a living, because it's been a culture and then it's been something out there. It's not like now things are changing. We have academies, we have top players winning to pay players. Back then it's a different ballgame. It's a jungle. They want to crush you and you have to pay for it because they sit there and beat you 20-0. What's the point? So you lose money and probably at some point you stop. But for me, I never stop. I always stop when I don't have any money. So I lost a lot of money, yes. And then I got all the money back because all the guys who gave me odds, I give them ridiculous odds. Okay, not now. Now it's too far. Probably at 2015, 2016, I was already crushing guys. So at 2016, I crushed a lot of guys. 2015, I know I lost money to a lot of players. Even when the Yabatech team go for international tournaments, I challenge the coaches of other schools who are quite good. And you see them beat me silly. And I keep playing. All the allowances the school gives me, I give it to them. I keep losing to them. But my teammates won't play. Yeah, like I remember one event, it was a beat-down. So I played against Dabi Adeboyega, an FM. He's one of the best players in Nigeria at some point.
Yeah.
They call him Smobby. So people fear him. Even people in the top 10 in Nigeria fear Smobby. And now when I went to that event, I don't think I was in the top 20 or top 30 or whatever. But people fear him. But then I said I was going to play you. He said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah." All my teammates were like, "Man, you're going to lose money. Don't play this guy. This guy is just too good." And I know, like I've even gone to his house. I know how good he is. But then I want to play these guys. I mean, if I can't beat them now, I'll have to pay the price in tournaments. Like I have to lose to them a couple of times in tournament before I can even catch a win. So I'll play them. And then we're playing at very low stakes. But that beat me silly. He cleared my money. I gave him a serious fight because we played for money tonight. But it was like 36 games up. He won like 18,000 naira, which is like almost all my allowance that the school gave me for representing them. So he won everything. But then it's a different ball game. After that session, playing him morning to night and then losing just 36 hands, I was impressed. I lost money. People were like telling me sorry, but I was impressed because this is some guy that can probably at the lowest stake clear you 100,000 and all. But then I win games. It was giving me odds, of course. Yes, but.
So how do you process those kind of games that you lose to them? So do you, as soon as you finish the 36 games, do you sort of go and figure out what you made?
No, because chess is divided in different stages. Like you study chess is one side, but then you need experience and then you need practical understanding. When I mean practical understanding, some positions are equal by the computer, but on the board it's very difficult to play, right? So I lose to him not even because he's winning. I lose to him because maybe the position is easier for him to play, or he knows how to create more pressure when I have lower time, or he knows how to defend better. So, but then instinctively, the more games you play with very strong players, the more you see errors in your play, the more you try to adjust. Okay, I lose to bishop times f7. I say, oh, this is wrong. I capture and then I get checkmated in few moves. Then somehow again, I enter it again, it does, and then it does bishop times f7. And then I use another variation, I lose. And then it does another one, bishop times f7. I shift. And somehow I win the game. So slowly I start getting the idea that, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do. So there's the luxury of time to start using the computer is not there. But then the practical lessons are very, very important. So with time I was, so I just took it as an investment because I had the mindset that I was only going to get the money. And truly, I played them. These guys beat me. I meet the weaker guys. I get my money back. I give them odds. And then I get my money back. But then it wasn't automatic. Guys run away from it. Even probably guys who coach you will not even play against Smobby because it was like a beast,
Yeah.
So
I love the way you look at chess. I mean, you essentially look at it as an investment, right? So you're putting in some money, hoping that will reap some dividends somewhere in the future, right?
Yeah,
and I totally love that approach. So let's talk about the support you got from your parents, because I think when you're starting out in chess, you're working hard, that is good. You have the drive yourself. But I know sometimes if you don't have the support from parents, from coaches, from other people, it may be challenging. So why don't you talk a little bit about that? So what kind of support did you get from your parents to pursue chess the way you did?
I think the support I got from them was freedom, and trusting me to utilize the freedom. Understand? Because most things parents do nowadays is restrict their kids, and they restrict them in such a way that they can attain their potential dreams, or they can actually push further in some activities that they feel they can be really good at. So I got freedom. I was 16. I left the house at 16. I said I want to stay in Yabatek, and I didn't have a hostel. I was sleeping in the chess room there, woke up in the chess room, played games in the chess room, everything. And then we used the bedroom and all that kind of stuff. So I was always there. So they gave me that freedom. They didn't say, you know what, come back home now. You're not staying in that school. You say you want to play chess. What is chess? It means nothing. Although they had a bit of that, but explaining one or two things to them, letting them understand why I need to do this and that. Yeah, my parents saw reasons why I should and then I didn't bug them with, expenses of me staying there. I just said, just give me the freedom. Allow me to just play chess. Let me play as much chess as I can, please. So for my parents, I would say freedom. I didn't bug them financially because, of course, they have a lot of responsibility, and chess was not part of the plan. Chess is my plan.
That's right.
So they have to support me with freedom, which is the most expensive support, because if without freedom, you're going to be limited and restricted, especially in Africa where your parents says no, it's no. If you want to be a doctor, your parents says no, you're going to be an economist, it's no. So they gave me the freedom to say, okay, keep improving. That's what happened. And then the first time I traveled out was in 2015. I went to the US. That brought a lot of, so that brought a lot of encouragement for people. I mean, getting to Yabatek 2014 as a nobody, or playing in a Nigerian chess scene for the first time as a nobody in 2013. And then in 2015, you're traveling abroad, and then a lot of players who have been playing chess before I was born, and then they didn't have the opportunity to even travel out to play an international
And so
event.
this was a trip that was sponsored by the Nigerian Chess
By an
Federation?
individual. No.
Okay.
No. Not Nigerian Chess Federation, an individual. So I kept pushing. So I played. So yes, another point of improvement for me was chess.com. So then I played a lot of games online, analyze my games, learn new traps. So online, when I finish a game and then I lose because I don't understand the opening the person played, I didn't know the right move to play in an opening. I used the computer, just analyze this on my mobile. I didn't have a laptop then. So I was able to analyze, play more games, analyze. So I would go to the cafe then. I didn't have the internet, so I go to like a cafe where you pay to use their computer and their internet. And then I played Lichess. I gave myself goals, if you can achieve 2200, So I kept playing. So I played every day. I used money to go pay for internet service to play. So I kept doing that continuously for months. So I just gave so much hours to chess. And then I had no doubt that I was going to be good. So sometimes the energy you put has to be consistent. If you put 20 hours today and then you don't put for the next 2-3 days and then you put 20 hours, it's not going to be as consistent as putting 5 hours every day. So once it's consistent, it makes more sense to spread it. It should just be something that you do within a time frame of 24 hours. The next 24 hours, you're doing something again. So I kept playing. And then I was noticed, I was recognized within the sense of this guy, we don't know this guy. This guy is nobody. How come he's winning games and challenging masters, and all of a sudden he has a loud mouth and he brags and feels very confident. People don't like that, especially in Africa. A lot of guys who probably have started playing chess before you were born, and all of a sudden you look at them in the face and say, I'm going to crush you. They feel insulted, But then yes, you do it, and then it looks like a fluke, and then you do it again, and then people start respecting you slowly.
That's right.
So 2015, I got messaged on chess.com by a Nigerian citizen who lives in Port Harcourt, works in Shell, Mr. Emmanuel Lendu. So he messaged me and said he likes my chess, he likes the way I play. How can he improve his chess? That was the message. So I said, send me a message on WhatsApp. I'll give you a few tips. So yeah, he sent me a message. I gave him a few tips. I was like, nice. He asked me some questions. He realized I was actually young. He realized that, I actually needed support to be known, And then he just said, come to Port Harcourt. Let's work something out. Just straightforward. It didn't take anything. And then looking at the guy messaging me on WhatsApp, you wouldn't even know that this guy is going to really push your chest to the next level. Because that was a turning point for me. That was where I started looking at, yes, I want to be the best in the country. I've had an opportunity that most people in Nigerian chess have never had, So kind of a very strong sponsorship package, a long-term sponsorship. So I went there. I went to Port Harcourt. I flew. That was the first time entering the plane. Flew, talking about opportunities and what chess can do for you. So I flew and got got to Port Harcourt. I met him. Amazing. He was also interested. He hyped me to his friends. Yeah. So we planned on a couple of trips, and the first one was going to Las Vegas for the Millionaires Chess Tournament.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the most expensive tournaments to play because to register is $1,000 to register, just registration fee.
Wow.
You're not considering the $1,500 you spend for flight, how much you pay for the 5-star hotel or whatever, So all those things was covered. So I went. I had a good run. I think I gained 60 points. When I was 2100, I only defeated a WGM. I don't think I defeated anyone too special, So it's first experience, but I gained points. I defeated maybe 2400. I came back. I even missed a round because my first time traveling out, it's 6 hours difference. After losing my first round against the Grandmaster, which was really a stressful game, the guys grinded and stressed my muscles and all that. So I went to take I had to take a rest. I didn't know anything about jet lag then. I didn't know anything about jet lag. So I slept off. Slept for like 6 hours. And the next round starts. I'm sleeping, And this thing happened to only me, happened to other African players. But then for me, it was amazing. I was like, how come? So I realized that when you travel out, your body don't just adjust to the fact that because it's day, you're not going to sleep. Yeah, so I was sleeping with the Nigerian time and I missed a round. I was pained. I was not happy with the fact I spent, the money being spent is so high, it's too much money, and then I'm coming here to sleep. When I'm coming out from the hotel, I'm going to the hall, and I saw that African brothers who were also sleeping. And then they came out and they are shocked too that they missed it. And I said, oh, okay. So I explained to my sponsor, I said, no problem, it's one of those things. But now I know. I said, okay, fine. So I finished the tournament well, average, but nothing special. Then I came back. More motivations for me because the international, it's a thing of a psyche, right? It gingers you, and then you believe you're better than the rest now. So I started playing Nigeria, crushing guys, travel everywhere in Nigeria. And then now I'm not thinking about money or money for survival or having to bet against some player. Yeah, because I had a sponsor who made life very easy for me. I had all the training equipment. I had ability to travel everywhere in Nigeria. And if I wanted to travel out, I could tell him I want to travel out, and then I'll go. But all I did then, I stayed in his house, and I was training day in, day out, every damn night. Every night, I was training. So I was motivated. I kept pushing. So this was the time I was already working on University of Port Harcourt because that everything just worked in line. University, yes, supports sports big time, and he was like supporting me. So I was already pushing for, this package here in the school. So
that's right.
I kept playing, and then that's why early 2016, so around March or thereabout, I achieved the highest rating ever. Then I got my 2360 something because I've won a lot of tournaments. I've done well a lot of tournaments, and I didn't grow slow. So I moved from 2100 to 2200 to 2300. So I was like, I play tournament, I accumulate points before it gets rated. You see, like 100 points, it gets added. I play again, and that's how I pushed. I got to 2365. Became the highest rated player. He was motivated. I was motivated. I was the talk of the town. Got free invitation to events, all expense paid, South Africa, or many other countries. I just get stuff like that. I just go, and then I even get paid to come play in some places. I was just a FIDE master then. I was not lying.
That's right.
A FIDE master with the significant, or let's say very fast improvement rate. I think that was the fascinating part of the whole thing. It wasn't a case of because it's 2300. They love 2300 in the world. They love 2300 in Africa, But then the way I moved really fast, so people knew that, okay. Yes, but then that was a massive turning point for me because that was when everything had a turn around and things started becoming bad.
That's good.
So I became the best.
That's good. Just give me 1 minute. I'll come back and we'll continue. Just 1 minute.
All right.
All right, sorry about that.
Yeah, welcome back.
Okay, so we can continue. All right, so I love the story so far. I'm just making note of some of the key things that you've been talking about. Um, so I think I'm just going to talk because I think this is key for particularly young people, people that want to pursue anything. I like the fact that you said it was every day, being consistent every day. Um, when I think about there's this popular American song that
Kind
says
of,
every day, bro, every day, bro. So you gotta do work every day. That's how you improve. So I love the fact that you zoned into that right from the beginning, where you are consistently working on your game every day, and it showed off. It showed off. So why don't you talk a little bit about your? I see you improved quite rapidly in a very short period of time. One of the things I know is getting the IM norm can be very challenging. So why don't you talk a little bit about that? How did you get your IM norm? I know you had to get like three norms, right? Three IM norms to get that. So how was the
now,
process like in terms
yeah,
of?
to get the title, especially the IM title or the GM title, there are a couple of ways to get it. You can get it through the norms and rating, or you can get it through winning an event.
That's right.
Okay, so now in 2016, in 2015, I came third or thereabouts in an event, and then I got an IM norm.
Wow.
And then in
Okay.
2016, after the Dubai Open, I got my second IM norm. I was
Hmm.
close to 2,400 then because in Dubai I gained 27 points and I was 2, 3, 6, 5, 10. So I was there somewhere close to like 2, 3, 9 something. So I was close to 2,400. But then that was the last point I gained before I started going down, down, down. So when I became number one, like you said, things changed because now everyone recognizes you now. Everyone respects your chess. Everyone wants to defeat you now. Everyone wants to take you down because I mean,
So that was in 2016, right? That's when you became number one in the
yes,
country. 2016.
yes,
Okay.
2016. So I mean, for some, people still had doubt in their mind that probably it's just a fluke or luck. Why for some, but for many people knew that okay, this guy really worked. And for those who really knew me, they know the struggle and they knew how much I worked to get there. So then everyone respects your chess. And when people are playing against you, they just want to defeat you. Probably if they defeat you, they don't even care about how the rest of the tournament goes. They like the prestige that they crush you because you're the reigning champion then, right?
Yeah.
So everyone wants to defeat you at that point in time. So now the table changes, like it rolls, the dice rolls, and then things change. Before I play with the fact that I have nothing to lose. The mindset is I have nothing to lose. I'm the underdog. No one knows, no one recognizes me. So I crush guys, right? So then things change, and then I know, okay, I'm the champion. People know I'm the champion. That means I have to win. It's expected of me to win. I have to. So then slowly start losing games. I lose games maybe because I feel like I should win, and then I'm seeing a draw on the board, and then I feel like no, I'm not supposed to draw. I'm not supposed. This guy's not supposed to get a draw. I'm supposed to like crush this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I push so hard, and then I lose. And because I'm young, I had a mindset of I want to keep winning. And so when I lose, it pushes me to want to push more to win and cover up for my loss. And then I lose again, and then the trend. So then slowly I started dropping. And then around that time, I got an offer when I came to the US. 2016, later in 2016, I went to the US. I had a good run. I made it to the Millionaires Monday. I think I came fourth in the under 2,400 category. I got some thousands of dollars. I got approached by the coach of University of Texas in Dallas, or the president of the board of the chess club, University of Texas in Dallas. University of Texas in Dallas. So I got approached for would I like to study in the US? Would I like scholarship package and all that kind of stuff? I said, well, of course, yeah, I will. I mean, if I'm getting a free scholarship, yes. And why I was approached was because I defeated one of the top players from their school who is quite good. So I crushed him in a deciding round in that tournament. If he wins, he gets to the Millionaires Monday. If I win, I get to the Millionaires Monday. I think I just needed a draw anyways. So then I won the game. So that was how I was recognized. And then I was approached. So I went to the school, couple of days after the event. Then I was given an offer that I'm still a FIDE master. I told them, see, I'm a FIDE master, yes, on paper, but if I was here in the US, I'm going to probably be some very strong international master or very close to being a GM with these kind of guys around me. These are grandmasters around me. I'm not going to roll with them for a year or two and still be an FM. It's not possible. We have a lot of limitation in Africa, and then you can see with my results that if I was here, it's going to be a different ballgame because 23, 60 something with limited events, with restrictions, with lack of connection with top players. So I told them, I said, okay, fine. They said, this is what's going to happen. They can give me a half scholarship and I get the other half. I said, well, the half is a big deal for me. The other half is a big deal. I can't afford this right now, and I don't think I want to bug anyone to afford that for me. But I'll prefer the full scholarship. What do I need to do to get the full scholarship? If I get an IM title, I said, okay, fine. So the guy said, if I get the IM title, I get the scholarship, full scholarship. No, normally full scholarships are for GMs, right? So he said, you get the IM title due to the fact you're coming from, from Nigeria, where we have limited events and a lot of restrictions. I mean, if you can attain the international master title, then you're one step away from becoming a grandmaster. And when you're here, you should be useful. And they also want to be part of the history of producing the first grandmaster in Nigeria, which is what I sold to them and all that kind of stuff. So I said, okay, fine, get the IM title. So then the pressure was on me. I said, I'm going to get this IM title. I need the scholarship, because the scholarship comes with, everything. It's full board, and then you still get money, pocket money to be able to cater for your housing expenses and everything. So it's full. So I was like, okay, that means if I come here, I can live here, school here, and also chase the grandmaster title. So that was the dream. I started pushing real hard. So now the pressure changed because I need the title. So there's a tournament, which is the West African Championship. You win it, you get the direct IM title.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I said, okay, I have 2 IM norms. So I need to get the last IM norm and build my rating to 2400. Or, which is the easiest way to win the African Championship, one off, get it and move. But then things started going down, setting badly. And then, in 2017, I said I needed this title so bad. I went for the African Championship, the West African Championship in Liberia.
Yeah.
It's a massacre. I lost ratings. And then before this event, like after the US event, I was just dropping, maybe lose 30, went to the Olympia, lost ratings slowly. So I dropped from 2365 to 22 something. And then getting to 22 something, I went for the African Championship. I still lost rating points. I didn't get the title. It was a massacre. It was a total turnaround. So slowly people started losing belief and faith and in you, and then sponsors back out. I had multiple sponsors then. I had a lot of people who threw money at me, and for one event I could probably get multiple sponsors for it. So it was cool. But then your result changes, people change. Unless you're being sponsored by a company, and that's why corporate sponsorship is the best, because they stand with you. It's sport. You're not going to have it your way all the time. So you have a corporate sponsorship, they're going to be there for the long term. Right. So if you're doing well, fine. If you're not doing well, they also support you, and then you bounce back, and at some point you achieve the dream, which is the grandmaster title. So slowly people are not encouraged, which is understandable. If I was the one, probably I might do the same. So, and then you see someone who is probably up there, and all of a sudden he's just slowly losing to players he's not supposed to lose to. Pressure. I wouldn't even say pressure. I think I just wanted to get what I need to get fast, and so I kept pushing too much, not taking my draws, and then losing a game that I could easily just take a draw.
That's right.
And then it affects my psyche, and makes me start. So I just started going down. So I lost like 100 rating points from where I was, and then I was like 2260 something. So in 2017 I stopped playing. So then my sponsors backed out. Many of them were not responsive. Some gave me reasons. I mean, and it's understandable. You're not doing well. People are going to shift. It's what it is. Why is somebody going to stand by you? Except their family. Maybe family will stand by you anytime. So sponsorship shift because, okay, you're not the talk of the town. They're not seeing results, and they're not even seeing you improve. Like, it's getting worse day by day. So I stopped playing for a while. So I said I was going to work on myself, take a break from chess, and make money for myself. to sponsor myself. That's my money now, so I can play how I like. I can how I like. Yeah, so I didn't care. So I stayed for like a year. I didn't play chess.
So what
So
did
even
you
if
do for that year? So
nothing actually.
you took a whole year away from
Yeah,
chess.
yeah. But the plan was to take a year from chess and then study chess, but I didn't. The hunger was not there to study chess. Like you know, you're not happy. You a few points away from like 2360 something. You could just get 5 points and you're 2400 and you get the last number. It's nothing. Or you just win the West African Championship and get the IM title and relocate, right? And all of a sudden, when you made the deal, you've been approached, everything, and then you drop to a level that even a half scholarship you probably don't even deserve. Yeah, so I was not happy. I pulled out. Then I was already, getting to school. So I pulled out for some time. I didn't play chess. Even if you have events opposite my house, I'm not going to come out. I didn't care. I was not motivated.
And at
I
this
think
point, you had lost the #1 spot in Nigeria, right?
I think I dropped to number 5 slowly.
Okay.
Number 1 to number 2 to number 3 to number 4 to number 5. Number 5 was the last. Was where I dropped. I think I came back to number 4 thereabout. But I know I dropped to number 5. Then after a long time, I was still number 5. In Nigeria, we don't have much events, so even if you don't play for a year, you might still be in the top 5. So somehow, then we use the top 5 nowadays for the Olympiad selection. So I was selected for the Olympiad 2018. So, but then people were like, Daniel has not played for a while. Why is he being? But then it's the rule. It's top 5, and then I wasn't really happy because so some people feel I don't deserve to be on the team. But then I get that point. But then I'm not that bad, So that was just people always talk. So I played. I did well for the team. We finished ahead of our ranking. That was my second Olympiad, by the way. 2018. That's my second Olympiad. So I didn't do anything exceptional. My first Olympiad, I lost 30 points. But this one, I had 0. Like, I didn't lose the point. I didn't gain a point. Although I was on plus 20 at some point in the tournament, then I started losing points. And then I finished the Olympiad with neutral points. I didn't get anything.
Okay.
So I wasn't happy. I was so sad. But then I was like, okay. You've not played for a year. You're not even studying chess. People think I was studying chess. People think I was working hard to bounce back. But then I wasn't motivated to really do that.
That's right.
Yeah, because you need motivation. Sometimes when you're like depressed about some happenings, it just takes time from you. You kind of find a couple of distractions, and other things that probably fascinate you. And then somehow the hunger will come back and then it becomes a different ballgame. Now, I went back from the Olympiad, I went back to my hiding zone, still not playing events, except, I don't know, once in a blue moon, but nothing. Then in 2019, I said, this is it. I'm going to give it a shot. So it's going to be in Ghana, the West African Championship. I said I was going to give it a shot. If I don't get the IM title, I don't know. It might be like, I'm just going to like give up on some things and just not give up per se. I didn't have the mindset I was going to give up. I just felt, okay, I was going to like maybe now work on myself proper and then maybe take another 1 year and then come back to chess. So there was an event before the West African Championship, 1 week before the West African Championship. So I said, okay, let me
warm in Ghana or Nigeria?
Yeah, that was in Nigeria. So the West African Championship was in Ghana, but the Nigerian event was a big one. So I said, okay, let me warm up because the West African Championship is dominated by Nigerians. So if you can crush the Nigerians, you win the event. Just like another Nigerian event, right? Because we're like the giant of West Africa when it comes to chess. So I said, okay, let me go for a Nigerian event and let me see how I fare, warm up, and probably if I'm going to make mistakes, let me make it here so I don't have to, because I'm very rusty. I've not played for a while. I'm sure I'm going to be slow on the board. My reflex is not going to be sharp like that. So let me just come here and play. But then I wasn't expecting to perform poorly. I had other issues yet, but then I wasn't expecting myself to perform. And then I went there. It was another massacre. Like I started listening to guys that shouldn't lose to, guys that should beat them, or guys that they work very hard to get a draw. I started listening to them, and then I think I lost 2 games in a row or something like that. I withdrew from the tournament. That's one of the very few times I withdrew from the tournament. So I was like, man, I can't even do anything in these Nigerian events. So how do I want to do in the West Africa? So I said, okay, let me just take this as an event I used to brush up, to wake up and get myself ready for Ghana. So I just spoke to my friend. I said, see, this Ghana is a door there. I'm going to give my all. When I mean my all, I mean my attention. Because I didn't feel my chest was lacking. I just felt there was some outside factor, some psychological imbalance, maybe some self-pressure or whatever. That just didn't make me perform well, or over expectation of myself or something. I don't know. But it wasn't the chest. I was strong enough to crush the Nigerians. We are not anything too difficult. So I went for the event. I was humble as hell. I was humble. So I just went there and said, I'm going to focus every game by every. I didn't feel I was the favorite, but I said I was going to win this. I told myself that because that was the same week Tiger Woods came back to golf. So after everyone has given up on Tiger Woods and everyone was like, Tiger Woods is like a nobody. I mean, he's gone. His health is not going to even help him come back. I mean, this is one of the greatest sportsmen of all time. And then he dropped to the level that he was even disrespected and people didn't even like him, and people just thought he was some guy who lost focus, and which he was. Yeah, he lost focus and everything just crumbled. But then he bounced back and then he won a major event. And then the news was Tiger Woods is bad. Like they started playing videos of people saying he's gone and it's gone forever. That even his body condition, his drinking and drug habits not going to help. So that gave me a lot of motivation that Tiger Woods came back. I can come back. I can bounce back. So you know what? All you need to do is just try and just understand that now you're not Daniel Anwuli. You're some guy who no one is actually scared of. So you need to put in a lot of energy, and if you want to win, you're not going to win because you have a big name or you had a big name. You're going to win because you play well. So I put in some time, serious time, and then when I'm playing, I'm very careful. My first game, I think I won. I ended in a draw. I don't know, but I took it one game.
One question: do you have to qualify to play in that tournament, the West African Chess Championship? Or is
kind of, yes. The Nigerian Chess Federation has 5 slots.
Okay, so they just
then the African Chess Federation has the power to nominate as much players as they want from any country. Okay, so I was part of the NCF league because I was still part of the top 5. I never dropped from the top 5. Yeah, so I went. I was very humble, of course. I played very seriously.
And this is a 9-round tournament, I'm assuming, right?
Yes, 9-round tournament. So the winner gets an IM title. It's every year. But why 2019, which was last year, was special because the World Cup year. Meaning, if you win, you get an IM title, you become the West African champion, and you qualify for the World Cup, which is one of the biggest tournaments in the world.
That's right.
Because only 128 players worldwide play in the World Cup.
That's right. So this one you're talking about the 2018 event, right?
No, 2019. 2018, I went to Liberia. It was a massacre. 2018, I wasn't playing chess. 2017, I think it's 2017. I went to Liberia. It was a massacre. 2018, I wasn't playing chess, and I didn't. So I wasn't serious. The only thing I played was
Ghana. Okay.
Yes, 2018. The only thing I played was festival due to I was being paid by the state, so I had just compulsory. I can't play for them. So 2019 was Ghana, a World Cup event. So the World Cup is every 2 years. Now in 2020, the West African Championship is not a World Cup qualifying event, but the next one in 2021 is a World Cup qualifying event because next year is for the World Cup. Okay, so I played, and then slowly picked up one game after the other. I rested well, ate well, had limited distractions, and just focused on my game day after day. And then I won the event. I think I won the event. Yes,
so how many
last
points
round,
I
think 7 over 9. I needed a draw in the last round to win. Although I could crush the person I was playing, but this is something I've been looking for years. So I didn't have any points. So yeah, so the last game ended in a draw. I gained ratings. So I bounced back to #1 in Nigeria.
Wow!
I got my IM title, and then I qualified for the World Cup. World Cup is one of the biggest events in the world. Grandmasters, there are a lot of grandmasters in their entire career would never go to the World Cup. A lot of grandmasters.
The World Cup was a great event. So that was in 2019, right?
Yes, Kantimasi, Russia.
That's right. And I remember you had to play Magnus, right?
No, I played MVO.
Oh, it was
Russia
MVO.
Lagrab. Yes.
Oh, okay. There was a Nigerian that played Magnus in the World Cup.
Yeah, that was in 20. That was the event I was massacred in 2017, Liberia.
Oh, okay, okay.
So and basically, when he won it, I told my friends, I said I was going to go for the next World Cup. I told them, I said in 2019 I'm going to go for the next World Cup. I told them in 2017. Those that remember, and they always say it. I told them in 2017 I'm going to go for the next World Cup in 2019. But then with the way things were going, I'm not sure most of them believed, but okay.
So how was the
So
experience at the World Cup in 2019?
big. I mean, it's big, it's massive. You see chess like football. You see how football can be colorful, beautiful, respected, professional. That's what the World Cup is like. It's a massive feeling. You get there and then all the cameras on you, everyone's watching you worldwide. The environment is special. You know, everything just works for you. It's just perfect. It's just an experience that is good for you. Profile is good for you as a person. It's good for you as a sportsman. It's great. Everyone wants to go to the Olympiad, yes, but the World Cup, you can't just want to go to the World Cup because, like for instance, in West Africa, only one player went. Probably in Africa, only 5 or 6 players from the whole of Africa.
Wow.
So that's so it came. So 2019 became the turning point when I said, I'm back to number one. I'm back. Like I'm back. Like it's like yes, because I just knew the event could give me everything I want. The IM title, the World Cup qualification, and my number one spot. And then the World Cup qualification comes with $6,000 for appearance fee. That's for just coming to the World Cup, you get $6,000, right? So I said, okay, fine. The event in the West African Championship, of course, gives you some cash, $1,000 or $2,000, for playing. Yes, if you win it. But okay, I don't know. I think it's even here. Can you see this?
Oh yes, I see that.
Okay, so that's it.
That is
that's the trophy.
The West African Championship
yes,
trophy.
Yes, that's
oh wow,
so
wonderful.
So so I knew winning the event was going to give me everything, right? I knew it was going to give me my number one spot back, World Cup qualification event, and international master title, right? So just like all in for me. I played with everything. I said if I was not going to, I said if I can't do it here, just know that my chess has problem and I need to work on it. Because all the while I know my chess is not the fault. Like I've worked so hard that even if I don't work for a year or 2 years or 3 years, I should be able to meet up to Nigerian standard. I shouldn't be that bad that I can beat Nigerian players, even if I don't study chess for 3 years, right?
That's right.
So I had my moment. It was special for me.
So I think this is interesting so far. I mean, you started playing in 2011, went for your first tournament in 2013. You got crushed. You didn't give up chess. You continued to play. Your parents supported you. A few years later, 2015 or thereabouts, you became number one in Nigerian chess.
2016.
2016, you were number one in Nigerian chess. Costing around, then you had a very bad couple of years, 2017 and 2018.
2018,
you actually had to stop playing chess. And then you bouncing back again in 2019, back again to number one in Nigeria, and going on to play in the World Chess Championship. That's incredible. I think I saw a picture of you with Magnus. Where was that? Is that you've met Magnus, right?
I've met him, but then I've never interacted with him. The only
okay.
Maybe at the Olympiad I just see him at the mountain. But then I think the guy who has a picture with Magnus should be Femi Balog, international master Femi Balog, the guy who played against Magnus. So, but for me, it's Vasha Lagrab I had a picture with after the World Cup. That's the one that's online.
That's right. Wow, wonderful. So now how did it feel to finally get your IM title? Do you want to share that experience? What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I taught me a lot of lesson actually. That sometimes you just need to relax. Yeah, sometimes you just need to relax because the things you're fighting for, or the things you clean yourself over, or the things you like beating yourself for, they don't really matter, or they probably won't matter in a couple of years, right? So you can just relax and just play. Everyone has been there. Everyone's going to be there. Everyone's going to feel. Yeah. So I was more relaxed. I was much a bit older. I've tested defeat multiple times. It was nothing new. So I said, okay, I'm just going to be like some regular guy who has just one aim, which is to win this event. That's all the aim I have at that point in my life, win this event. And then everything's going to turn around, right? But then I wasn't thinking of the scholarship anymore. I wasn't not chasing the title for scholarship purposes. Then it was for scholarship purposes, right? So I was like, I'm more relaxed, right? Then I felt this scholarship was the deal. I needed to get this because I'll be closer to Europe, I'll be closer to the Americans, and then I'll be able to get my grandmaster title real quick. I need to get this as soon as I can. Sponsors sponsored me, nothing came out. Yeah. But then I'm relaxed now. I'm not even thinking about it. Now that I am title, I could go for scholarship and all that kind of stuff. But it's not on my mind. It's the least of my worries. So what I learned from that victory is sometimes you just need to relax. And the things you killing yourself over or the things you're stressing yourself badly for will not matter in probably 3 years or 5 years from now. So sometimes just relax and just do your thing and try your best. And if you don't succeed, you try again and then you keep trying. But then don't beat yourself. Now, so my problem and why I think I dropped was doing badly and then telling myself you're better than this. You need to you're not supposed to do like this. So those events and those happenings actually. So I didn't have a coach. I didn't have any guidance. I didn't have anyone to tell you that, man, this is part of it. This is part of it. You're going to have times like this where you drop, and then you. So then to the level where I dropped, there are a lot of players in Nigerian chairs that have been up and then they drop like me, but they never return to the top because it's difficult. Because when you've tested victory and then you've tested glory, being invited all over the world for events to the extent that they pay you for appearance.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're dropping and no one's talking about you. It's difficult to bounce back. It's really difficult. So me bouncing back, I feel then now nothing can stop me. I just told myself, obviously now nothing can stop me. I'm going to get a grandmaster title. But then I wasn't relying on individual sponsorship anymore. So I wasn't messaging anyone from sponsorship. I didn't really bug anyone. I just didn't take those invites and all those kind of stuff anymore. So I said I was going to try and work out my own self and probably get a corporate sponsorship. I feel the only thing stopping me from becoming a grandmaster now is because I don't have a corporate sponsorship.
Okay.
So 2019.
So let's talk a little bit about that now. So now you're an IM, so your eyes are not set to getting the grandmaster, right? So hopefully you'll be the first Nigerian grandmaster. Let's see. So talk about that goal. What is your path to grandmaster?
I'll give you an instance. When I played in Dubai in 2016. Excuse me. When I played in Dubai in 2016, I was a FIDE master 2365, right? There were also some Indian guys who were 23, lesser than I was, but right now they're 2600. Or they became 2600 maybe from 2 years ago, not even now. Like from 2 years ago, they became 2600, right? Why? Because of consistency. A platform to consistently play and improve. So it's just like the Yabatech stuff. I had that platform and I had the mindset and I had the energy to put in the work. And then I became the best in the country over a period of time, right? Very fast. So when you get to a level where you're better than everyone, or you're probably in the same level with everyone, you can't move except you're given a platform to be in the gathering of guys who are better than you. So that's been the challenge in Nigerian chess, not just for me, but for every talented chess player out there, for every top player. That's why you see people who play chess for years, and they're just stagnant, But then for me, I'm hopeful. But then I'm not hoping that someone come and then give me money to play an event, because if it's not consistent, I will actually advise you take that money and then probably put it into grassroots development in Nigerian chess. Like you support the kids out there who need chess education. Those kids who need trainers, kids who need chess training equipment. You can help those kids. They're the future of tomorrow, right? Future of Nigerian chess. Yeah. But if you want to support me, that's be something consistent. That's becoming probably from a company or from someone who probably says, I'm going to support you for 2 years. Let's see what happens in 2 years. But then I don't want you to come throwing money at me. Like I want to travel out is the least of my problem. So I don't want to go to Europe and play one tournament and come back like I used to do then, go, come back. I want to be able to go, play 2 events, and then I'm back. And then next month, I'm playing 2 events, and then I'm back. I'm playing like 2 events every month. I'm playing 2 international events every month. For 2 years, you would see the massive increase in play because you're playing probably 18, 2 international events, 9 rounds, 9 rounds. It's 18 events with very strong players. There's no how your chess is not going to improve. So for me, that's my major challenge. Consistent financial support, not just financial support by I need some amount of money. I need something structured that's for the long term. So that's
because I mean, if I think, I totally agree. I think you make a good point. If I think about even in Canada, what some players do, they'll take the summer off, go to Europe, spend 3-4 months in Europe.
Exactly.
Just playing, and they come back with a grandmaster, right? Or they come back with something.
Exactly.
And so I think that is something that will probably work. So you have to take like a big chunk of time. It may be 3 months, it may be 4 months, it may be 5 months, it may be 6 months. Either go to a place like US or Europe and just play like 3-4 tournaments every month for the next 3-4 months.
Yeah, I have the plan. I have the plans for Europe. Europe is the best shot. Even Americans go to Europe to play chess. That's where you can actually, for very little amount of money, play in different countries at the same time. So in Europe, there is international tournaments probably every week or every month. If you don't see in Germany, it's going to be in France or in Spain or in Netherlands. Somewhere it's going to be there. So my plan was to go to Europe, stay for 3 months, 90 days. That's the max visa I can get, the Schengen visa, 90 days, and I can play like 6 to 10 events. 6 to 10 events. So you play that, you come back to Nigeria, you rest for a month, you work on your games, and then you apply for a Schengen visa, and probably after 1-2 months, you go again, you play. Improvement is going to be drastic, especially if you're dealing with someone who's quite serious and who has the potential. It's going to be rapid. But then we don't have that. We only have people who can probably support you one-off, which is understandable because people also have their problems, right? So
that's true.
Understandable, yes. But
and the Nigerian Chess Federation is not supporting at all?
Well, they're doing their little way, but then when it comes to things like this, something consistent, it just can't be. Right? Because they claim, and based on what I feel, the federal government, just like in everything in Nigeria, the federal government don't support anything. So most of the thing they do is, I don't know, it's a struggle. Let me put it like that. It's a struggle, so I just can't say. So Nigeria is not stable. The federal government is not helping the state government is not helping the federations. Federations are not helping the players, and so it's a chain. And once the federal government is messed up, everything's probably messed up. So you struggle for yourself. You battle for yourself, and that's why you see Nigerian basketballers travel abroad. They become exceptional. But Nigerian swimmers, any sports, footballers, name it. It's the same thing for chess. They've not just tried. They've not tried it. They've not tried it for chess. We know the difficulties here. We know the struggle. We know how we use our last cash to travel to play events and gamble everything on. If I don't win a prize, how do I come back? People go to events from the west to the north, probably without transportation or coming back. I mean, I'm telling you that's the kind of mindset Nigerians can have. Footballers can travel to the north for trials. They're not even sure if they'll be picked. And then they take that. That's the mindset of a life. That's it. So if you have that kind of mindset in a country that actually works or with a system that works, you're unstoppable. And that's why you see these guys, they travel abroad and in a few years they recognize in English league that it's what it is. So in chess, that's the same thing we lack. We just lack the consistent platform to put someone out there and let the person just strive and shine and then put Nigeria on the map. So that's what I feel. We need corporate sponsorship, not personal sponsorship. The personal guys who are quite strong can actually make 1 or 2 connects or I don't know, proposals to the companies and why chess is this journey is good for them to be part of the history. If a company produces the first grandmaster in Nigeria, that's something that should bring joy and prestige. But then it's not the case yet.
I totally agree. So it's interesting to know that right now you have your eyes on the Grandmaster title, just looking for that opportunity to provide that consistent sponsorship. which is good. So tell us, so what are you up to these days? What's keeping you busy? How in the chess world and outside of chess? What are you up to these days?
Anyways, this year started well. Fresh year, my aim was to achieve 2,400 at least. I had a couple of individuals who were willing to let me say, support abroad. For instance, I had some plans to go to Germany and probably play for like a month or 2 months. These are under my personal cash flow and some support from individuals. So it's still not consistent. But then I was planning on a tour where I'll probably play 5 international events, and that should have some good improvement on my chess and my rating. So I was targeting 2,400 this year because I'm 23, 30 something right now. So that was my aim before the whole Corona stuff came in and scattered the whole thing. So sometime in March, we played the national championship, which according to the federation is the first proper national championship where we have the best in the country, top 10, play against each other to get the national champion, which I won, which is a
Oh
big deal
wow!
for me. Yeah, so
Alright.
I'm presently the Nigerian national champion 2020. So
Oh,
that's
wonderful! Congrats!
I think so.
And that was in
So every
March, 2 months ago.
yeah, March 2 months ago. So I mean, become West African champion, I am excited to go for the World Cup, and then you bounce back, you win this, and then I won a couple of other events, offline and online. It's been a good turnaround from 2019. And people forget very quick, and then you do well, you start doing badly, people forget about your name. All of a sudden, you start doing well, people remember your name, and so it's what it is. So that's it right now, and
So if I understand
so
right now, you're back to is it number 2 or number 1?
yeah,
Where are
I
you?
became number 1, and then some Papa, who we call Papa, Ajibola, Mr. Ajibola.
Okay.
Actually, Mr. Ajibola introduced chess to my secondary school.
Oh
His
wow!
company, his company introduced chess to my secondary school.
Wow!
So yeah, so I mean, he's been around for a very long time. I'm probably the youngest in the top 10. I am, not probably. I'm the
Mm.
youngest in the top 10. Yeah, so um, it's been like that for a while. I think some guys are coming up now. At some point, I was the youngest in the top 20 or even more. So it's always been the older guys there, dominating Nigerian chess.
That's right. That's right.
Why? Because if you want to improve and then you rely on study alone, you probably won't move fast. But then if you go play these guys and probably throw some money at them and they keep beating you, they keep taking your money, you get ideas, they get money. Then at some point when you match up, you do some extra work and then you surpass them. So it's what it is. And
Okay.
so now I just, I launched my academy. I launched my academy last year. So
Okay.
I pay a lot of attention to my academy, but then I'm not always on ground. I don't see the day-to-day activity of the academy. I only have limited space for online coaching, very few limited space for online coaching. But mainly I just work on my chess because I'm really focused on becoming the first grandmaster in Nigeria. And I also work very hard to be productive outside chess, to be able to generate funds to support myself because I mean we're pushing
Okay.
for
So what
corporate
do you do
sponsorship.
in that regards?
Yeah, I'm into agriculture. That's one, and then I'm into coaching.
Okay.
So I'm into
Oh,
agriculture, and then I'm into coaching, and a bit of other few things. But then majorly I'm into agriculture and coaching.
okay. All right. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think we've had a lot of good discussion. So for the folks that are listening, especially for the young people, it may be people that have given up in chess. It may be people that are looking to take up chess as a new hobby. It may be kids that are in one of these training programs today, listening, interested in chess. What are the top 3 things you can give people today when it comes to improving their game in chess and just persevering?
Mm, well, I mean the training method nowadays are like there are a lot of them out there, and then we have the internet now. It's much easier. Secondly, technology is making training very easy. A lot of people can actually access training materials online and all that. But then when I was much younger, my energy went to playing through grandmaster games, trying to understand how they think, and why they're making a couple of moves. And my second recommendation would be consistency. So if you're doing chess only on the weekends, I don't know. But I'm a person of, I prefer you do 1 hour a day for every day than for you to do 5 hours on or 10 hours on a Sunday. You get my point? So I prefer you do 1 hour per day, that's 7 hours a week, than for you to do 10 hours on a Sunday. So consistency actually, it has a way of building your strength and then putting your mind in the right frame and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And then another advice is when you're doing well is when you have to be really careful about your chess and everything that has to do with you playing. Because when you're up there, it's easy to fall, like really easy. You can be really strong, but then you have to, and that's why you see grandmasters who are like 2600, 2700, they're very careful because they've seen a lot of defeats, like amazing defeats, like things they can't even imagine happen on the chessboard, and then you see them just the stronger they become, the more they realize that anything can happen, and you have to be really, really serious with this game. So
That's right.
That's that.
Okay, all right, excellent. So that's good. One question I have for you is, what role has coaches played in your life? So right now you're chasing the Grandmaster title. Do you have a coach you're currently working with?
Currently, no, I don't. I had some, but then just like I said, when things are personally funded, it's not sustainable. Sustainability is the point here. To become a grandmaster, you must sustain things. It has to be consistent. So I've worked with a grandmaster from Ukraine, Yuri, I've forgotten his last name, but then I've worked with Sokolov, Ivan Sokolov, and that was sometime last year. Okay. I worked I worked with a couple of hours. We had tens of hours of lectures and all that. He helped my chest, he gave me some insight. But I still feel the major problem here is still platform to play and be in the right atmosphere. I have the potential to be really strong without the ultimate grandmaster. Probably I can get to 2450 without a grandmaster, maybe. Okay. You get, so maybe I can get 2450 without a grandmaster coaching me, and probably when I get to 2450, I probably need a grandmaster to take me to the next level. So you get, so that's my major aim as regards coaching. I don't think coaching played any serious role. I just wanted to see how the grandmasters think. I wanted to see what do they know that I don't know, what's so amazing. But then my conclusion is it's just work. They just summarize the work for you, and then they make it much easier for you to understand, and then they give you some practical secrets. They have practical secrets that you don't find in the books. They're going to tell you, okay, this is this, you should know this, you know that. You know, you basically won't get it explained like that in the book. But should be told to get to 2450, I think I can achieve that even without a coach. So I can divert most of my intention and resources to playing in strong events where I can fight for rating points and try to build my strengths. So competing is really one of the major ingredients of chess improvements.
Yeah. All right, excellent. Thank you. I think we've covered quite a bit of stuff here today. So for people that are listening, I think you've shared a lot of good insights. One, people need to stay consistent, right? So that's the one I heard over and over again. Just the daily habit of working on anything you want to do. If it's chess, working on it, even though it's just 1 hour a day, just do it every day. The fact that you shouldn't give up, right? I mean, you went to the peak of your career, came back down, and you found your way back to the top, right? And so just that perseverance for people to just keep fighting, right? So you have that fighting spirit, which is very good. You talked about the need for coaches, the fact that you get insights from coaches that you won't find in books or you won't find in other places. And so I think that's a good point or a good takeaway for people that are listening and they want to improve their chess. Coaches play a critical role. So that's great. Thank you. So for those that are listening and they want to know more about you, they want to get in touch with you, how can they reach you?
Well, from the academy, DannyProChessAcademy.com, they can actually get in touch easy. And then if you go to my Facebook page, Daniel Anwuli, or you go to Instagram, on my Instagram page, GM Danny can easily find me. So it's easy. If you just even go to Google and then just type my name, I'm sure you get some links to how to get across.
Okay.
I'm
So
everywhere.
Danny Chess Pro Academy is
Yeah, Danny Pro
is
Chess Academy.com.
academy.com. Okay. Excellent,
So,
excellent. So
I mean,
thank you.
chess is, for me, like I tell people, chess is for everyone, and that's the revolution we're pushing in Africa. Because people play chess for different reasons. When people hear chess or they hear you play chess, most people feel you have to play professional chess for you to be regarded as a chess player. But then they forget there are a lot of attributes to playing chess.
That's
Now
right.
you play chess, not be, some people play chess because they want to be world champion. Some play because they just want to be the first grandmaster in their country. Some play because they want to be the best in their company. Some play because they want to be the best in their school. Some play because they just want to defeat their grandfather. Some play chess because they just want to build their mental fitness.
That's
Or, you
right.
know, so it's different, and then there are a lot of opportunities with associating yourself with chess. Starting from the
Yeah.
kind of the caliber of people you roll with, the kind of connections and kind of contacts you get, and how it's easy to access things around the world once you're in the chess community, and the kind of privileges it gives you when makes you stand out and all those kind of things. So when people hear chess and people hear about chess coaching, it's not because you have to be an exceptional chess player. It's not because you need to be the greatest or the best in the country. But then you learn chess and then it helps you in every walks of life and everything you do if you apply it to real life scenarios.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, and thank you for sharing that. I think chess plays a very critical role in everyone. I love this concept of living a chess life. Just being involved and helping the communities that can be impacted positively with chess. And I think that's one of the things we're hoping to do with NigerianChessClub.com, just to get more and more people playing the game, get it more accessible to players, and just to see, hopefully the plan is to see more and more Nigerian players attain the Grandmaster status. Okay, so that's good. So why don't we jump into a game now that you want to analyze? So I'll get you to share your screen.
Okay.
And do that, and we can set the stage. Okay, all right. I see this. Let's see. Can we make it bigger? I'm trying to see how do we make the board much bigger than this.
Much bigger. Let me see. Well, much bigger would mean the name from not showing. Like I can zoom in,
Hold
but
on. I
but
want
the
to see.
names will show.
Okay, so this is good. I'm gonna disable the grid view. Then that will make it better.
Yes, but then the name. Would you like the name to show, or you don't really?
Well, I mean, it's good for the name to show, but I mean, if it doesn't show, you can talk about.
Is this fine?
Okay, so this is fine. Yeah.
Okay.
This is
So
fine.
this is
So yeah, set the stage for the game. Yeah.
this is this was 2016, Dubai Open, 2016. An Indian grandmaster, of course. I played against one in round 2 or round 1, I think. I lost the game after so much preparation, working so hard on the board, preparing for him. He offered a draw sometime in move 30 something, and I was doing well. I had a better position. I declined, and yeah, I lost the drawn position, and I entered the drawn position, and then I lost the game. So that was my first defeat in the tournament. And then I had my chances against other grandmasters. And then at a point, I held my first grandmaster. So see why this game is special. Probably not one of my best games, but it's a turning point for me because when you defeat your first grandmaster in an international event, it's a great feeling because these are the masters of chess. These are guys that have studied chess for up to 10 hours. Guys have been involved in chess for up to 10,000 hours. So you need to understand that a master, there's no title ahead of the grandmaster title. So defeating him was special. And that's why I'm choosing this game to display. So He went c6, d4, d5. So all these have been prepared because in Dubai tournament, it's always one game per day. So you have a lot of time to prepare for your opponent. And then, of course, then I had a lot of energy to actually prepare. So I could do preparation for like 5
So
hours kind of.
this was Karokan, right?
Yes, Karokan. The
Okay.
exchange variation.
So is this an opening you're familiar with?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then I prepared for him. So I was kind of like ready because to defeat grandmasters, you need to like get in the first place. They're better players, of course. Yeah. So if you really want to stand a chance against them, you don't want to figure things out on the board. You want to have an idea of what you're coming to fight against. So make
So
a
you
level
actually studied this game. You knew he was a Karokan player.
Exactly. So it wasn't like he coming on. Even if you know he's a Karokan player, you need to know what kind of variations he played. But I think in this game, I think he changed his opening. I think he went for a different variation. So because probably I'm some 2300 guy who is an FM. So I'm not just if I was an IM with 2300 rating points, he would just play his regular Karokan. But here he just tried to confuse me. So I just went simple. So from here, I mean, I didn't say anything for black because the structure in the exchange structure, the plan is always to have some queen side play. But then in this position, white is the one with the queen side play early in the game, trying to like come to c5 and create some activity over there. So I went in. So looking at the position, I said, okay, I mean, bishop g5 is going to go h6 or something. Bishop f4 is not possible. Bishop e3 blocks the rook. Had limited moves. I was kind of looking for a plan. I think I spent some time here. I'm not sure. Okay, 6 minutes. I think I spent 6 minutes on this move. So I just couldn't find a plan. I said, okay, fine. I'll go h4, h5, and h6 or take. And then if I play bishop g5, then I can play queen d2 and exchange the fianchetto bishop. And maybe just create some attack. After exchanging the fianchetto bishop and exchanging on the h5, if I go g3, king g2, and rook h1, I can probably have some attack. So he went back, kept pushing. So yeah, e5.
Okay, so you're playing on the king side, trying to create an attack, and he's now playing in the center.
Yeah, because he has nothing on the queen side. So I mean, he has to break in the center to have some activity. Let's put it like that, just to get a chance at. So I pushed, and the plan before was to take on g6 and continue. But then seeing that he wants to break there in the center, I just had to make this a bit difficult for him. So I felt pushing was the best move, but then I'm not sure. So we went back. So I came back. So then here, I didn't feel like I had problems. I felt, okay, he has an isolated pawn, and I have a very good square on d4 where I can play bishop e3 and bishop d4, queen f3. I just felt nice. I felt everything was cool, no big deal. And he's a grandmaster, so I give him. I was not like trying to push so hard. I was just trying to be cool, relaxed, calm-headed, and I kept bringing my pieces to the right square. So I went bishop e3. Because now the idea here, if I don't play bishop e3, I think at some point we want to go d4, maybe after rook d8 and d4.
Yeah.
So I wanted to start stopping those things as soon as I can.
Yeah.
Bishop e3, bishop e6, queen f3, f6. Now, I think the idea, I can't really remember, but I think one of the major ideas here would be him playing f6. I really don't know why. I don't know why he's playing f6. But probably he's scared of, at some point, probably me exchanging the bishop on e5 and getting my queen to f6. Maybe something like bishop c5. And if he plays bishop d6, I have maybe queen f6, stuff like that. I don't know. But I just knew something made him play f6. But I don't think f6 was necessary because all he needed to do was probably just bring the other rook on a8 to
That's right.
d8. And at
Yeah.
some point, just for d4. And
Look for a way to play d4. Yeah.
yeah, so he played f6. And then from here, I felt I don't see much. So maybe he had a plan to kind of get the h6 pawn, maybe with g5 and stuff. But then I don't feel a grandmaster want to play like that because that's too slow and has no. I don't see any fruitful plan there. So
Yeah.
I went bishop c5 to displace the rook a bit and see what just to see what. Not like I had some instant plan, but he went out. So here I just felt comfortable. I felt okay from here. I shouldn't have a problem. So the bishop on e5 is tied to the pawn on f6. So I have some time, and then I went g3 because I wanted to play f4 at some point, and then see what he does. So he went to d7 with the plan of bishop g4 and stuff like that. Because he can't play bishop g4 without playing d7. So of course, this is out of respect again, just respecting the guy. I mean, he's a grandmaster. That's it. So I don't want him to play the bishop.
Now you're looking to play. Now you're looking to play f4 as well.
F4. Maybe. I think I had that plan, but then I was just trying to make sure the bishop g4 is not coming with the tempo, because the idea is I want to play rook d1. So if my queen is still on f3, once I play queen rook d1, that is rook a to d1, and then bishop g4 gets an exchange. Right. So I want to play queen g2. So whenever I play bishop g4, I can play, or if he doesn't play bishop g4, I can play rook d1. And after bishop g4, I just simply play rook d2 and I'm fine. So I came, so he doubled and played rook a to d8. Then I came here. So now you see the bishop g4 I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So here I play bishop g2, bishop e2. He took. Let's say he retreats to say e6. I can play stops like f4. He retreats, and then I play bishop f3, and then I'll have some activities considering his king's position and my pawn at h6 kind of plays me very nice right there. So he exchanged, took. So yeah, I felt confident. I felt okay. Without his light square bishop, I don't think he has much activity there. I think I can pile up on the d4, d5 pawn and try to get something out of it. So he played b6 because that's one of the pieces stopping him from playing d4. I went back, but he still can't play d4 because the idea is if he plays d4, I'll just take, and then I'll double on it, and then I'll get it somehow. After d4, I just play rook e to d2. I think that should just get me the pawn directly. So they played queen g4. This was a blunder. It was a blunder because one, he was threatening my rook. It looks like a regular move. But then after this move, I felt I had an advantage. I think the computer preferred something else. I really don't know what. So I think I checked it back then. There was like a way better move to like crush. Oh, I think f4. Yes, I think f4 was the best move here. Because after f4, bishop moves, and then you take on e8 check, and then you take on d5 check. So once you get those 2 pawns, and you will get an activity on the king and stuff like that. So I doubled.
So he was gonna lose a pawn there.
Yeah. So I doubled, but then I'm not sure about the variation. I will still, unless I check with the computer and all that. But there on the board, you're playing against a grandmaster. You feel like you have a good position. I've messed 2 positions up against 2 grandmasters already. Before this win, I lost to 2 grandmasters. So I mean, you now want to be careful. I lost to them because I was greedy. Like I didn't take a draw when I was supposed to take a draw. And the other game, I just didn't play well. So playing this guy, I just want to be on the safe side and put my pieces in the right squares and the right place and on the right squares and all that kind of stuff. So I doubled. And then from here, f4 is a threat. With f4, I'm trying to gain a free rook. So he goes back. I go f4. So from here, I just thought I'm winning because the bishop has to retreat to c7 or b8. Because if he goes to d6, after rook times e8, rook times e8, rook times e8,
loses the bishop, yeah.
And then queen times e8, and yes, kind of loses the bishop because queen times d5 is a check, and then I take the bishop on d6. So we went to c7, so I exchanged, and then I took on d5. So from here, I felt relaxed, but then I really wanted to defeat the grandmaster. I didn't feel getting a draw against the grandmaster was so much of a big deal. I felt if I get a draw, it's fine, but I mean it's nothing special. They're going to forget your name. But if you defeat him, he's going to remember that you crushed him sometime, and then people are going to like that. And if you want to be a grandmaster, you have to be able to defeat the grandmaster. So
That's right.
So here I said I was able to recognize the moment that matters the most, which is this moment. I was like, what's the winning move? I'm a pawn up, yes, but it's not easy. My king is exposed.
Yeah.
These grandmasters in positions like this, they know how to strive and stuff like
That's
that.
right.
So
That's right.
somehow, so I went, I played king f2 first, which is like very good move. Like king
to
f2.
prevent the check. Yeah, to prevent
Yeah,
the queen coming.
just stop the check. I could go for more, but then this is just strong. I mean, for humanly, this is just easy. It takes the stress off you. So he played a5. Now I played bishop f8. I had this move earlier, but I knew if I play bishop f8 here, he's going to have a couple of checks and he's going to get a draw. Or probably I'm going to enter some things that are not going to be nice and probably ends in a very, very bad manner. So that's why I played king f2. He played a5, then bishop f8. Now, in this position, his dark square bishop is useless. But his knight can actually create threats. My dark square bishop is not actually useless, but this move takes the queen outside the open file, which is the E open file, the square where he actually can create threats and all that. And this capturing the bishop is forced because after bishop g8, I'm threatening bishop g7 checkmate. So he just has to take. So the plan was the queen gets off the file. I take the knight and then I gain position. Like I take the knight with the tempo because I'm not just taking the knight. I'm taking the knight by attacking the bishop on c7. So and then somehow the queen is tied down to f8 because of so many other factors.
Yeah, that's a brilliant move.
So I thought, I don't know, I thought for 4 minutes, 4 minutes, 38 seconds, as you can see here.
Oh, wow. How did you find that move? That was a brilliant move.
So I was able to figure it out. So I saw it, I said, okay, I get that knight. Now the idea is I get the knight. My knight gets like a very strong position on d4.
That's right. Your knight is much better than his bishop,
Exactly, but now my knight is better than his bishop. And then taking his knight and placing my knight on d4 is just knight. And then for every player who, I don't know, who wants to play safe or who always prefer to have a knight and a queen, where the knight can actually block checks, where the knight can go to very disturbing squares and all that. And you see that pawn on h6 is kind of a real problem.
That's right.
So even after he takes my bishop, the pawn becomes a real problem. So he takes, I take, and then he comes to, he played bishop d8. So I played knight d4. The idea is he still can't take on h6. All these I've seen from playing bishop f8 because I knew after this he can't take on h6 because I have a check on e8 and capture. I'm going to be capturing the bishop. Yeah. So he went bishop here first. Then I jumped in. Now the idea is that he must maintain the bank rank. If he moves to f7, I give a check on c8. He loses something, I don't know. Or from here, I could keep grabbing the pawn or whatever. And even if we're going to enter an endgame, I have very good chances because of the knights and the fact that I have a majority on the queen side, which I don't even plan on going. I don't plan on going into any endgame. So he went to b8 because coming to f7, I'm going to grab on b6. He's going to keep losing pawns. So after this, it was just easy. He went to f8. So here, I had some problems. So I said, okay, so what now? I mean, this guy wants to take on h6. And once he takes on h6, everything is even. And these grandmasters, you just don't want them to have an even position. They know how to bounce back. So I kept looking for the right move, how to make sure he's not going to come back and stuff like that. So I went queen to f7. I think the plan was Yes, the plan was straightforward. There was no way I could stop him from taking on h6, and I don't want to exchange my precious knight for the bishop, because the idea is anytime the queen leaves the bank rank, I have a check that turns to a checkmate because of the attribute of my knight holding the g7 square.
Yeah.
So I went to queen f7. I took check, and then obviously he can only play king to g8 because bishop g7 is checkmate.
Yeah.
So he went, and then I kept pushing. Now the idea is if the bishop goes to f8, I don't know, probably I'm going to go into a pawn ending and just win because I'm a pawn up, like bishop f8, and then I just exchange everything and win the end game. That was one option. So the bishop is kind of tied down there, can't come to g7, can't come to f8, and the idea is I'm still threatening g5. So after g5, he has to play something, like he has to move you have to move probably the bishop to f8, which is the only option, and then I will exchange everything and win the game. So he came here with the mindset that, okay, obviously he can't stop at g5, so he needs to like work for the perpetual. But then I did my maths, and then I realized that I have an escape route. I can actually, escape the whole checks and all this kind of stuff. So I first of all came to e2, because from here, if I go g5 directly, he's going to just check on d2. If I go to f3, he's going to check on d3. And yes, he's just going to escape, and it's going to be another escape by a grandmaster. So I played king to e2. Now he can't play bishop. There's a tactics here with bishop times f4. But the idea is there's a checkmate on g2. Because bishop at f4, knight can't take. If queen takes, you take the knight on e6. But then there's a checkmate on g7, so the tactics can't work. Yeah. So king to e2, it's still no checks. Still can't stop my threats. So the fact that I just wanted to be really safe, I didn't want to take chances. I just wanted to make sure I'm not giving this guy a single check from the beginning of the game to the end, because these guys with activities are way stronger than you. So when you have an opportunity like this, you don't want them to breathe because they know they are really strong. So, of course, he kept looking for check. But then I knew from here to escape the check would be easier. But if I push g4, g5, he's going to have checks like king e4 and queen e4 and the like. So I came to e3 again. So you see the movement. Now he still has no check. Can't check on c5, can't check anywhere. So that means I'm going closer to my queen and my knight. Indirectly, I'm still threatening g5, and I'm still stopping the perpetual check.
Yeah.
Stopping the perpetual check, still threatening g5, and matching closer to the king's side where the party is happening. So then he goes down. Now it's a 50-50 thing now. Not even 50-50. It's just a 10% luck try. Probably I'm going to play rubbish and maybe fear him because he's a grandmaster. Because that's what happens. You play against these guys. You probably see them play moves like this with so much confidence, and then you feel they know what they are doing, and then you start to doubt yourself, and then you don't make the right move, and they just bounce back, and they don't even draw, they crush you. So I pushed, and I said, from here, I'm sure I can escape the whole checks and get my king to e7. So he kept checking. I just kept going.
Yeah.
Checking, kept going. Check, kept going. Checked, and I found a shelter. So I went on that.
I like the way your king is matching down the ball. That's interesting.
It's amazing, actually. Looking at the game, this is 4 years ago. some 19 years old, 18 years old boy. Yes, for Nigerian standards, I tried, considering. So from here, he resigned because, of course, bishop has to move. The bishop doesn't even move. I'm just going to take the bishop, and then I'm still going to checkmate. I'm threatening bishop queen f7 check, and queen e8 checkmate. So just a disaster. So that's
wow,
that's
this is a lovely.
It's a special game for me.
This is a lovely,
my
lovely
first
game. Wonderful. This is awesome. Awesome. All right, thank you so much for sharing this game, and I really appreciate all the work you've done for the Nigerian chess community. I know lots of kids are looking up to you, and hopefully we'll figure out a way to continue to get more and more people into the chess scene in Nigeria.
All right.
Okay. So any final words before we wrap it up?
Yeah. Well, I'll just say to every chess player out there who's always having, maybe not chess players, anyone that's into something that takes time, you need to understand that consistency actually goes a long way, because it's like a moral booster. Like, something you do every single day has a way of working with you, reflect, and has a way of improving you in a special way, in a consistent way. Let me put it like that. So
Yeah.
whatever you do and then you want to be good at, you need to like invest time, not just a whole bunch of time, but then like a route, like a routine, something you do every single day, be it 5 minutes or 10 minutes. But once it's an everyday something, it's easy. So that's always my recommendation. All right.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. So we will end the call and take it up from there.
All right. Safe.
Okay.